So this is really, really good for the WNBA. This is a really, really good sign. And it looks like there is going to be some form of an equivalent to a G League for the WNBA players, which is a league that runs simultaneously to the WNBA and is going to be on during WNBA seasons. During the WNBA season. What does that mean? It really does help. This helps the mostly, it helps domestic players, American players, that are currently not quite WNBA level players. It helps the rookies that maybe got cut. It helps the kind of vets that are kind of fighting for a spot in the league. And it gives them something to do, because if you looked at last year, there was some 3-on-3 tournaments. I can't remember where it was, but like, if you looked, the amount of former WNBA players, like young players who have been in and out of the league, who were waiting for hardship contracts, were playing in this 3-on-3 tournament. Caitlin Chen was meant to be in it. She dropped out. Grace Berger ended up playing in it. Cheyenne Sellers was playing in it. Like, it really helps the likes of them. It helps your Cheyenne Sellers of the world, who, by the way, this time last year, Cheyenne Sellers was being mocked at number 3. Being mocked at 3. And then she went out of the league. So this is where you can see them getting their reps in. Let's take a listen. Upshot offers players a chance at playing at pro basketball here in the United States in a league that runs alongside the WNBA season but doesn't conflict with it. The first team announced to be based in Jacksonville, and Savannah, Georgia will also be home to the team. 2 teams will be based in North Carolina, Greensboro and Charlotte. In November, the league announced a formation with a 5th team based in Baltimore. That team will begin playing in 2027. The league intends to sign 44 players to begin the season, giving each of its first 4 teams a roster of 11. That's 44 more spots that will suddenly be available to athletes who deserve a shot at the WNBA, and it's likely the list include those who were drafted in 2025 and waived, or those who just missed the draft entirely. And there's a good chance as well that I would say maybe some of those 44 could end up being players that go undrafted in 2026 and undrafted and waived. So, look, it's a league that is... It's not going to be a league that's going to be profitable. I would assume, my guess is that, you know, the way the WNBA wanted nothing to do with Unrivaled, and then I think Rachel Demita her opinion was that that Unrivaled, she thinks long term that Unrivaled is going to be some form of the league will get involved in Unrivaled and it will become some form of like a G League to the WNBA. And the reality is that's unlikely to happen. But I think that whoever's setting up this league is willing to eat the losses for like 2 or 3 years, because it keeps your hardship players like there and ready to go. It keeps your hardship players ready to go, because there'll be some form of link that you can start calling players up from this. And especially now when it comes to the like teams with the whole, like the team housing in the new CBA. If the players are getting paid to play in this league, and it's probably going to be close to nothing. I would say if the players profit, if you're in this WNBA G League, the odds of you profiting might be kind of low. Like, I'd say you're on expenses and a tiny bit of money to play in an off-season league. You probably get your court time for free, and you're probably getting paid. Again, you're probably getting paid your expenses, which is obviously something. It's some money. But at the end of the day, I think that this is something that's kind of needed. I think it's absolutely, absolutely needed. There has to be some other form of league for WNBA players, because if there's not, you're not in a good spot. You're really not in a good spot. So where can I find this article? Not under WNBA umbrella like the NBA's G League. It seems separate. I think it is separate right now, but I don't think it will be separate. I think there's the league, if this is any way a success, like if this breeds, by the way, if this Upshot League ends up bringing in hardship players and it ends up kind of improving the standard of the WNBA via hardship, it's going to get bought over by the league. Like, and that would be my assumption, because there's no way you can make money from this league. So whoever is putting in the money into this league, as far as like for the investment, like you're realistically going to be losing money unless you're expecting the buyout. And I do think the buyout's not the worst thing in the world. I love this saying a team to invest in women athletes and grow the league, especially with expansion teams. I think this is somebody trying to pull a get rich quick scheme. I think this is somebody literally, or a group of people that are like, okay, this might cost us $3 to $4 million over 2 years. It might cost us $3 to $4 million, but the league will pay more than $3 to $4 million for this. The league needs a G League, so we already have this league set up. So the easiest thing they can do is, buy the league, because we have all the players, we have the infrastructure. They don't need these individual teams don't need to worry about this. I think this is more someone trying to profit off the boom than anything else. But it's needed. It is needed. It's a great concept. It's needed in women's basketball space. Hope it works out. Absolutely hope it works out, because there are so many teams. There are so many players. Like, I would have loved to have seen how Cheyenne Sellers was going to get on in this league. I would love to have seen like how Grace Berger would have gotten on in that league before, when she got cuffed by the Lynx. I would have loved to have seen a lot of the players on the bubble, because you just never know. Like, I would like to have seen a Kennedy Carter, see how she'd get on. A lot of players that were on the bubble of the league, I really want to see who's in shape, who's ready to go. Because it means that whether it be a hardship, whether it be a free agent mid-season, you can watch this league and be like, yes, the player, we need to sign this player or that player. So I think it is important. I think it's really, really important. I think it's really good to have. I think it's a no doubt about it. It's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer to have a league like this, because at the end of the day, you need it. Like, everybody, you always need as much ball as possible. You need as much opportunities to see players. You need as much opportunities to scout as possible. And some of these mid-season signings are game changers. They are game changers. Like, I'm sorry, Ari McDonald was a game changer for the Indiana Fever, especially when Caitlin was gone. Odyssey Sims was a game changer when Caitlin was gone. And again, do I think these players fit with Caitlin? No, but they were game changers. And the question was, like, nobody knew what was going on with Odyssey Sims. Talent-wise, yes, she was elite, but nobody knew what was actually going on with Odyssey Sims, because the Sparks just let her walk. And then she goes and hits a game winner against the Sparks to basically put the Fever into the playoffs. Like, the Sparks cut her for Julie Van Loo, who's not as good as her. Ari McDonald was a really weird one. The Sparks had her as well. And it was hilarious. The Sparks were, I think it was something like the Sparks employed 5 point guards, and 4 of them were on the Indiana Fever at some stage during the year. Like, it was something like that. Maybe it was 4 and 3 or something, but it was hilarious. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree that a G League is a good idea? I think it's kind of a hard thing to disagree with, if we're being completely honest. The G League, a WNBA G League type league, of course, is a good idea. Again, I don't think the WNBA are going to invest in it, which is why I think we're seeing this upshot league start off. But if this league goes well, the league are going to buy it. They will buy the league, and I think that's what's happening here. I think this is a lot of people saying, like, the WNBA need to do this. They need to have this league, so why don't we set it up knowing that in 2 to 3 years the WNBA are going to have to bring in this league, that they're going to have to do it, and instead of them setting up their own thing, we have the infrastructure there and they'll just buy us out for more money and we've invested into it. That's my theory.